Hey all! Today I want to discuss something with you. How we build our inner world. Well, it might seem very fantasy rich, but it's reality. And it's based upon two things: your focus and your meaning. Let me give you an example. When you and your partner, or friends, or family both look at the same wall and you say, that's gray color. And your friends or family or partner says, no, I see red, I see green, I see blue. And then you start an argument. No, I see gray. And they, no, 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 I see blah, 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 blah. Well, you're both right. Both of the colors are correct because it's an interpretation of the color. It's inside your mind that you say that that's the color. And that's the only thing that counts. And so the things we focus on and how we connect the meaning to them, they make up how we look at the world, how we interact with the world. Today, I want to talk to you a bit more about that. And in the next couple of minutes, I hope it will become a lot clearer to you. Let's go. Everything we hear, we smell, we taste, we feel, it's all a distillation of what is actually there. Because the whole picture is too much to comprehend. For example, when you take a walk and you're outside and you feel the wind and you see grass and you hear the birds chirping and you see the stones that you're walking on, and beside you is a dragonfly landing on a piece of grass. And all that information, everything that's going on, might be too much to process. So that's why we choose a part to focus on. For example, when we are walking, we can choose to focus on the stones ahead of us, the road ahead of us, to see that we don't trip. Or to maybe enjoy the walk, hear the birds chirping, and we enjoy that. But if we process everything, that's way too much. So we use focus to benefit us. We use it, in this case, maybe to not trip or to enjoy the walk. And that's how focus works. Now let's look at the second part, which is the meaning we paste on things or we connect to things. So meaning is actually a lot more important than the focus. The focus is just objectively what is there and what do we focus on. Then the meaning is very subjectively, is very personal, is very completely made up. You can say focus is it is there for everybody, but then the meaning, it can completely change the story. Take, for example, you're driving in a car. Picture yourself there, driving in the car, and you look to the right and you see a small girl with a balloon, a yellow balloon. And you're driving by in a flash. You only have looked at her for a second, 2 seconds. That's it. And you can think by yourself, she looked lonely. She was completely there by herself. I wonder where her parents are. Or you can imagine something like she is sad. She seemed sad. You know, the balloon, it was almost going away, and she was very sad by herself there. And it reminds me of my nephews and my nieces, and they're also sad. Yeah. Or you can see, she has a balloon, she's very happy. But in that 1 or 2 seconds, we might not have enough information for this all, so we completely make up a story that fits us, that fits our mood, that fits our experiences, that fits our history. A lot of things can make you choosing a certain definition, a certain meaning. And in the previous couple of minutes, I lied a bit because I said that focus is something you can completely choose. That it's completely beneficial or always beneficial, but it's not. It's not. Focus and meaning actually don't benefit us all the time. Take, for example, that beautiful piece of candy lying in the closet, in your candy closet maybe, at least we have one here, and it's looking at you. Oh, and it's so very tempting. And you can think a million things at that moment. You can say, I deserve it today. I've worked very hard. I want the candy. I want it. Or you can say, no, today it's a healthy day and I've worked so hard for being healthy today that I don't want to diminish any results. I just want to stick with that. I want to be good for myself. And there are no right or wrong answers here. Everything is correct. And everything is also made up by yourself. So you are the only judge whether things are okay for you or not okay for you. And so that is how focus and meaning can work. No, do work. Now, I think you might have already thought of this, that if it's not beneficial, can we change it? Yes, of course we can, because those two things can build our inner world, and we can use them to further enhance it, to put a better foundation, to change things about ourselves. Let's take a look at how that works. Are you ready to start using that key of focus and meaning in your life? If you're not, no problem. You can stop the video here. But if you are, let's dive into it. Okay, so how can we use our focus and our meaning better? Or how can we improve upon it? Well, the main goal here is exercises that increase our awareness. Now, I'm going to give you 2 exercises, or explain you 2 exercises that would be beneficial for you, and feel free to do them. If you don't, that's also fine. But those hold the key to gaining more awareness and thus knowing how you focus and how you paste meaning onto things and how to improve them. Okay, let's take a look at the 2 exercises. First, we have the retroactive, and second, we have the active. So it just means after the event or in the moment. Let's take a look at the easiest, which is the retroactive, and it's all about going back to a certain event. Take an event that's not too long ago. Take something that is fresh. A week ago, a day ago. The fresher the better, because the things we remember are not always accurate, and if it's fresher, it might be a bit more accurate. I'm just generally speaking, no accusing you of not remembering things. Okay, so how do we do this retroactively? First, go to a quiet room, take a seat, lie down in your bed. It's all good, and something where you're comfortable. Now go back inside your mind to that event. And don't assume the position of yourself, but assume the position of a fly on the wall, a third-party position where you don't experience the feelings, but just can look at the event itself. So take a look at what is happening there. Maybe you had an argument with someone, with a friend, with a partner, with family, with whatever, and see how you act in those situations. Don't pay too much attention to what is said by the other party. See how you act, because it's important to become aware of ourselves and not of others. We don't care about others. We care maybe, but it's not here about reacting to things. It's here about how we interpret things, how we place the meaning and the focus on things. So pay attention to what is said, and then how you react to that. Pay attention to the reaction of yourself and the meaning and the focus you paste upon certain things. Maybe they say a harmful a harmful word, and you start acting crazy. Yeah, that is something you can remember. Okay, that is something I can pay attention to. And that is the retroactive part, just looking back at the event, how you acted, and what are things you can improve upon, because that is the most important. In those events, we can lose ourselves, and we tend to lose focus upon what we want to achieve. When we have friends, it's not always that important what is said, but it's the relationship which is the goal. Having a good relationship with each other. Even if it's friends, even if it's family, I don't care who it is, the relationship should be prior. And so we tend to lose focus upon that goal and instead pay attention to our own feelings, which get in the way. And that's why we want to get more aware and to start looking at how we interpret things, how we put meaning to things, and how we focus on things or events. So retroactively in the past, and then actively, the second exercise is doing the same thing but in the moment. You're not looking back now, you are experiencing it, and you may be in an argument and suddenly you want to say something harmful and you do it anyway, and that's okay. But you stop yourself after that and you realize, oh, whoa, this is not what I want to do. Because you're aware now and you notice this is not what I want to do. This is not what I want to achieve. So, okay, I'm going to start doing something crazy. Maybe you start singing there, you do a silly dance or whatever works for you, or you start turning around in circles. Whatever works for you. And it's just about doing something that you normally don't do in those situations, which gets you out of the thought pattern, and it gets you into a more neutral stance, a more neutral mood. So you start getting rid of those nasty emotions, or you just let them be there and you're aware of them, but you're more present in the moment. That's the goal. And then you can work towards what you want to achieve in that argument, discussion, whatever. So in the moment, it's all about stopping yourself in your tracks, which is a lot harder than, of course, looking back afterwards, after the event. But it's a lot more beneficial to do it in the moment, because then we actually change our behaviors over time. So first of all, it's getting more aware in retroactive exercises, and then it is doing it in the moment with even more awareness, changing ourselves in our tracks to start doing beneficial things, whatever they may be. So those two things will make you more aware and will hopefully benefit you in the long run. Now, those exercises are not something you do one-off, you do it once and it's done. No, it is something you can do your whole life and still keep on improving. Because there's a lot to learn, and as we go through life, we also change our meanings and change our focuses. And even when we think they're all beneficial, some things might still pop up where you're triggered by something and then you can, because you've done the exercises, stop yourself there and just take a breather and then start doing the things you want to achieve. Okay. Now let's recap this whole episode of how we build our inner world, or how our mind works in terms of meaning and focus. Okay, so as I said before, the two things that build our inner world, or are the most important, are focus and the meaning we paste upon things. They can be completely different for every person and have different results, but they are the cornerstones or the foundation of how we view the world, how we interact with it, with other people, with ourselves even. And they are not always beneficial. Sometimes they do nasty things with us. They make us say things we don't want. They make us do things we don't want. But no worries, we can change them, and that is by becoming more aware. And there are 2 exercises that I explained that you can make you more aware. That is 1, doing it retroactively after the event, or 2nd, doing it in the event itself, doing it actively. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it that you watched this video. What I appreciate even more is the thumbs up. Thumbs up if you like this video, and put something in the comments what you thought of this. See you next time. Bye.